There we go. Okay, so let's start by lying on our backs. We'll just take the soles of the feet together, drop the knees out to the side, and just begin to focus on our breathing. Just begin to allow the tension in the body to begin to release down into the floor. Begin to allow those hips to open, the shoulders to soften. If you're struggling with your breath, you could just rest your hands on your belly and allow the belly to rise and fall with the inhale and exhale. And then just taking your attention, your awareness up through your body, starting at the tips of the toes. Just begin to tune in, noticing, observing where you're holding tightness and resistance, just releasing with the breath. And then just taking all the attention to the breathing, allowing the belly to rise as you inhale and fall as you exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. And with each exhale, just letting go of a bit more tightness and tension, softening into the floor. And then just also shifting into those full yoga breaths, breathing into the belly, the rib cage, the chest. Exhaling the chest, the ribs, and the bellies. Inhale into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest. Exhale, chest and ribs and belly. Keep that rhythm of breath entering and leaving the body. And then just release the focused breathing and just allow the body a moment to breathe on its own again. Good, and then gently taking the hands outside the knees, let's just pull the knees into the chest. And rock a little from side to side. Just massaging the lower back into the mat. And then we'll take the arms wide, drop the knees to the side, turn the head the other way. Finding that twist through the spine, reaching the fingertips away. Softening the breath. And then just bringing the knees up and dropping them to the other side, engaging the belly as you do so. And then we'll bring the knees back up and place the feet flat to the floor, crossing the right ankle over the left knee, gently threading through, reaching for the knee, pulling into the chest. And again, just softening into your breath. I find a gentle rock from side to side helpful to help release that glute. And then placing the left foot down, extending the right leg up to the sky, stretching into the hamstring, releasing into the back of the knee, And just finding that breath. And then we'll swap sides, so placing that right foot down, left ankle over right knee. Gently pulling into the chest, releasing into the glute and hip. Just attending to your breath here. And then we'll place the foot down and extend, leg up to the ceiling, stretching into the hamstring. Just easing into that hamstring, one breath at a time. Great, and release. And let's just finish this section with a happy baby pose, pulling the knees into the armpits, softening into the hip sockets. Good, and then we'll rock up to sitting. You extend the legs out in front, reach for the toes, take another forward bend, and stretch out your back muscles, shoulders, arm lines, and just breathe. Good, release. Let's swing the legs around, come to 4-point kneeling, a few rounds of cat-cow. Moving at your own pace, getting as much breath in and breath out as you can. An opportunity to release the spine, but also to start to really work your abdominal muscles, making sure that your core is switched on, ready for our stronger sections of class. Good, and then just release, dropping the hips onto the heels, stretching the fingers away and coming to your child's pose. Good, and then planting your hands, tucking the toes, pushing back into down dog, and just ease your way into your dog, one breath at a time, pressing down through each heel, getting a little deeper into it with each breath. And then let's lift the right leg up into a single dog, and we'll just take a breath or two here in single-legged dog, just enjoying the hip opening and the stretch through the left leg, down into the calf and Achilles. And then if you can, draw the knee to the chest and step the leg through. Otherwise, drop your knees and gently walk it forward. Take the back knee to the floor, sink down into your low lunge. And then again, find that breath. Good, left palm down, right hand lifts up. Start to rotate through the shoulders. Lift and open into the heart. And then reach all the way around for your back foot. If you wish, take a quadricep stretch. Good, let's move it back to dog and just gently pedal out through those heels again. Feeling maybe a little bit more length as we're beginning to warm up. A little bit more give through some of those tighter muscles perhaps. And then when you're ready, you can lift the left leg up into your single-legged dog and begin to enjoy that opening through the hip and that long stretch through the lower right leg into the calf, the Achilles, hamstring. And then when you're ready, either swing that left foot to land between the hands or drop the knees and slowly walk it forward. Start by sinking the hips down, fingertips on the floor. Take a couple of deep breaths there. Let me just mute you lovely people. If you need to unmute yourself at any time, you can. There we go. And then we'll just rest the right hand down, left arm lifts up, start to rotate the shoulders, open into the chest and breathe. And then if you wish to add the quadricep stretch, just reaching round to the back foot. Great, let's step the back foot forwards and we'll take our hanging forward bend, just a passive one at this stage in the class, maybe a rock from side to side. And again, just feel length through the backs of the legs. Breathe. And we'll release the hands to the floor. Now pull your belly in, just soften a little bit through the knees and we'll roll up vertebra by vertebra. Right up through the spine, coming up to stand, roll the shoulders back, lift and open the heart as you press the hands away. And then moving the other way. Great, and then just shake everything out. So we're on week 2 of our sequence, so still taking it reasonably easy. Let me just check nobody else is trying to join the class one more time. I think I'd have heard from everyone by now. Yeah, good. Okay. So still taking the pace reasonably gently. We might speed things up just a fraction.
Sorry guys, I seem to have lost my microphone in the pieces. I'm trying to get it back.
There we go. That's better. Can you all hear me okay? Yeah, sorry about that. I think I might have just tapped the side of my earbud by accident. Oh dear. Right, let's come to the front of the mat. Never do yoga online. Technical stuff. Good. So let's just close the eyes, a few deep breaths here. And let's begin to flow. Let's inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. We'll step the right leg back, drop the knee, sink down into our low lunge and float the arms up. Take a couple of breaths here, really getting into the hip flexors, enjoying that stretch. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Let's step it back to plank. Really engage through your plank. If you've got your screen switched on, just take a moment to check your alignment and then experiment. You'll see me in the camera experimenting with a high plank and softening the upper back into a low plank. So just sort of working your way through your plank, just feeling how it feels best, where you have to engage things, the muscles switching on, shoulders away from the ears, belly pulled in, and then push through the toes. And let's do that a couple of times, forwards and back, just experimenting with the weight going over the wrists and then back into the legs. And this time, as you exhale, drop the knees, chest, hover chin. Just pause for a moment, try and keep the hips high and the elbows in, challenge the triceps, and then sink down. Let's take a baby cobra, no weight in the hands. Let's stay here for a breath or two. Again, feeling the back muscles firing up, and then we'll push back into child's pose. And just as you reach the fingertips forward, settle into your child. Take a few deep breaths, allowing the body to reset. And when you're ready, we'll tuck the toes and move to downward facing dog. And we'll just take a pulse through both heels in this down dog. As you inhale, rise up onto all toes. Exhale, press the heels down. Let's take 2 more like that. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. One more time, big inhale. And exhale. Option to lift the right leg into single-legged dog. If it's a comfortable place for you to be, it's a nice place to go in order to get that extra stretch. But if you struggle in a three-legged dog, I'd advise you just to hang out in regular dog, take another breath, and then we'll step that right leg through, we'll drop the back knee, and we'll just settle into our low lunge on this side, hips sink down, shoulders away from ears, breathing, steady breath. And on the next exhale, we'll just bring those hands down, step the back foot forward, this time a more active forward bend as you reach the ankles or shins and start to pull yourself into those hamstrings. You'll feel where the resistance is, and you'll notice that each round of sun salutation, that resistance doesn't hit until just a fraction deeper, and you'll begin to find that things are lengthening out. Good, release, roll up through the spine, big inhale as the arms float up, exhale for the Sthiti. Let's put our pulse in this side, inhale, reaching up, exhale, forward fold. Left leg back, knee goes down, inhale the arms up, exhale, pulse the hips. Two more, inhale, lift, exhale, pulse. One more time, and then just settle into your pulse for one more inhale, really challenging the depth of that lunge, hands to the floor. Inhale, stepping to plank. Again, we'll just pause here and just feel your way into your plank. Sometimes it's helpful to be able to see yourself. Sometimes it's helpful not to be able to see yourself, so that you're just finding your pose from the inside out instead of the outside in, feeling your way into it. Push through the toes, knees, chest, hover, chin. Release down, take a high cobra this time, and pause there for a breath or two, making sure the pubis bone is resting on the floor still, the shoulders away from the ears, and the elbows are locked in at the sides. Find your breath. And let's push back into child's pose. Rest the hips to the heels, and just reset your breathing. And then we'll tuck the toes and move to down dog once again. Let's take that pulse. Inhale, rise up high onto the toes. Exhale, start to really challenge those Achilles as you press the heels down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, squeeze, 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 squeeze the heels to the floor one more time. Good, and then if you're comfortable to do so, lifting the left leg, finding your single-legged dog. Otherwise, just resting in dog and enjoying all the benefits of the four-legged dog or the three-legged one. And then when you're ready, swinging the leg through or dropping the knee, stepping it forwards, we'll come up to 3 pulses on the side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, pulse. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. And then sinking deep into your lunge, take another inhale here. Exhale, release. Good. Step the back foot in and fold. So take a couple of breaths here. Moving into your forward bend. And then release, roll up through the spine, inhale the arms, lift up. Exhale, take a deep breath in. Good, let's inhale the arms up, exhale, forward fold. Step the right leg back to low lunge again, inhale the arms, lift up. Exhale, take a single pulse, bring the hands to the heart, twist as far as you can, and then hook the elbow outside the knee. So really getting that elbow outside the knee as you try and twist your mid-thoracic, middle of your upper back, and pressing the palms together and pressing the elbow into the knee can really help get that good twist. As you inhale, floating the arms back up. Exhale, release the hands down. Let's step it to plank. And we'll take a breath or two in our plank, just feeling that length and strength again as you suck your belly in, slightly tuck your pelvis and pick up your legs. Push forwards through the toes, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga now if you prefer. Sinking down, moving to either up dog or to your cobra, low or high cobra. is your option. Pushing back into your child's pose, just resetting your breath there. Good, let's tuck the toes, move to downward facing dog. So if you want to add a little bit extra to this round, you can take your pulse with your right leg lifted in single dog. So let's inhale, rise up on one or both heels if that's more suitable. Exhale, squeeze the heel away. Two more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, squeeze down. One more. And then again, to spice things up a bit, if you want, bring knee to elbow, hover it there, using your obliques, your core, or your muscles of your belly. And then everyone step that right foot back between the hands, dropping the back knee. We'll float the arms up as you inhale. Take a single pulse, and this time take a back bend. So you're reaching the arms behind you. You're lifting up through your heart center. So don't collapse into your lower back. Don't put pressure there. Find a lift through your chest. One more inhale. Exhale, hands release down. Good. Stepping the back foot forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, smooth your way down into that deeper hamstring stretch. Hopefully feeling that level of resistance a little deeper into the pose. Releasing and rolling up through the spine. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do all that on the other side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping the left leg back, drop the knee. Inhale, the arms float up. A single pulse as you exhale. Bring the hands to the heart. Rotate as far as you can. And then lean forwards and hook elbow outside knee. And then press, 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 elbow into knee. Press the palms together and really get that twist through your thoracic spine. Find your breath. And then with core strength to support you, inhale, the arms lift back up. Exhale, the hands to the floor. Let's step back to that plank. Reset your core in your plank pose. And then knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, up dog or cobra, and pushing back into child's pose. Just seeing an alert come up to make sure nobody's okay. I'm so paranoid that somebody's trying to get in. Good, from there we'll tuck the toes under, move into downward facing dog. And once again, either pulsing both feet or lifting the left leg up into single dog and pulsing just the right heel. Let's inhale, rise up. Exhale, squeeze down. Two more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, squeeze down. One more time. And then option to bring knee to elbow and really engage through your abdominals, through your oblique muscles. Hold it as high up the arm as you can. And then everyone softly swing or step that foot forward, dropping the back knee, and we'll take our back bend lunge. Inhale the arms up. As you pulse, hips sink, spine lifts. Core is strong to support the lower back, and you only reach as far back as it feels comfortable in your spine to do so. Take a breath there. And then exhale, hands come down. Let's step the back foot forwards and sink into a nice deep forward bend. Take a few breaths here. And then releasing the hands, roll up bone by bone. Inhale the arms up and exhale, hands come to the heart. Take 2 deep breaths here. And then shake everything out. Good. So Let's come back to the front of the mat. We've got 2 standing flows. We only did one last week, so we're going to add in the second one this week. But we won't take them too quickly. We'll flow them a little bit faster in the coming weeks. So lots of poses you know. So really, whilst you know the poses quite well, really focus on how to transition as fluidly, as elegantly between the poses as you can. So now that you're getting more advanced, you're not just looking to get in and out of the pose, you're looking to get effectively in and out of the poses, to get that breath consistent and flowing whilst you're moving between the postures as well as in the pose itself. So just something to think about as we begin to move between lots of poses in this actual round. So resetting the front of the mat, couple of breaths. Let's inhale, the arms lift up, exhale, forward fold. We're going to step the right leg back and we're just going to take crescent lunge. So sinking the hips down, keeping the back knee lifted, let's float up into our crescent lunge. A nice right angle in the front knee, shoulders away from the ears. You can either hang here or you can take a couple of pulses to see if you can get a bit deeper into the pose. So making sure you breathe in on the way up, exhale as you go down. If you want the ultimate challenge in this posture, hover that back knee and work your quadriceps. As you exhale, hands come down. Let's step to plank, possibly single-legged plank if you're ready for that. And then knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga into your up dog or cobra. And we'll push back into child, but we'll take a shoulder thread, right arm under left armpit. Settling down into the pose, really trying to drop through the left armpit and stretch into the right shoulder. Great, tucking the toes, let's move to downward facing dog. So level 1, you can just hang out in down dog and pulse your heels. Level 2, you can pulse a single-legged dog. Level 3, we're going to pulse to the elbow and back. So as you inhale, it's knee to elbow or heel lift. Exhale, back. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, back. 1 more. Inhale and exhale, back. And then we're going to step to warrior 1. So making sure the right foot turns a little to the right as you turn the back heel down. We're going to sweep the arms up into our warrior 1. So just settle into your warrior 1. Think about turning shoulders and hips, lifting and opening the heart, and drawing your shoulders away from your ears. We're going to put a pulse in, and what we're trying to do is get this knee bend to 90 degrees, a little deeper with each pulse. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, pulsing down. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pulse. 1 more. And then sinking into a strong warrior 1. Hold it there. And really feel the challenge in the legs. Feel the breath supporting the body. And then when you're ready, just gently open it to warrior 2, adjusting the back foot slightly, lengthening your stance a fraction, and then finding that good solid lunge into the front knee. Again, just think about pressing your front knee open to the little toe side, pulling your back hip back by engaging your left buttock muscle and pulling the back hip around. Pressing down through the outside edge of your foot, making sure the whole of the leg is active. And then we'll pulse it deeper. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, pulses you down. Let's take 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale, pulse. 1 more time. How low can you go in your warrior 2? Really just go a fraction lower than you think you can, and then hold it. We're moving straight to triangle. So as you tilt, you're going to straighten your front leg. Now it is a long triangle, so if you can avoid stepping the back foot in, do so. If it really feels too long, you can step the back foot in a fraction. And then really extend up and out of both sets of fingertips as you lift and open your heart. Now think about just drawing your top hip back and squeezing your bottom hip under by engaging your right buttock muscle. Good. Just lift and open the heart a fraction more, and we'll pulse our lateral our lat muscles in this one. So we're going to drop the top shoulder by bringing the hands to knee, and then we open the top shoulder by stacking it once again. So we bring it square as we exhale, we stack it as we inhale. Take one more. Good. One more breath here. And then you will want to hop the back foot in slightly and move to your half moon balance. Just stepping that foot, that hand down in front of the foot, finding your balance for a moment. If you want to go a little bit cosmic, you can float your right fingertips off the floor. Great, let's finish with a forward fold. If you're a bit, just take it passive and hang for a moment. If you feel reasonably comfortable with all those poses, you can work it a little bit deeper. Releasing the hands, we'll take a roll up through the spine. Inhaling, the arms float up. Exhale, hands back to the heart. Just reset your breath and your focus for a moment. Good, other side. Inhaling, lifting the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg back, we're coming up to crescent lunge. So floating the arms up. And then we'll take that pulse here. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, pulsing down. Two more. And on the final one, that extra bit of challenge if you want to hover your back knee and work strongly through those leg muscles. And then we'll bring the hands down, option for single or regular plank. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. And then we'll take that threaded child, left arm under, really sinking down the right armpit. Try and get that good stretch in the shoulder. And then we'll release, tucking the toes under, we'll move to downward facing dog. And again, you've got the option of pulsing both heels up and down. You can lift the leg and pulse one heel, left leg lift, or pulse to and from your oblique crunch. So inhaling, elbow to knee, exhale, single dog. And two more, inhale, exhale. Last time. And then when you're ready, we'll step to warrior one. So left foot to the left hand, spinning your back heel down, lunging your front knee and floating your arms up. So take a moment to adjust into warrior one, making sure that your shoulders and hips are turning, you're bending that front knee. You can still feel your back foot grounding down. You're not losing your back foot by taking the weight too much into the front foot. And then we'll pulse it deeper. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, dropping down. Two more. Inhale, up. Exhale, pulse. One more. Good. And then just settle into your warrior one, really feeling the depth, the work in the legs, the challenge in those thighs. One more breath here. And then open into warrior two. Adjust that back foot, adjust the stance. And then just settle into warrior two, opening this knee out, pulling this hip back and squeezing your buttock muscle to get that engagement. Stretch your fingertips forwards and back. Chest is opening. And we'll pulse it. Inhale, up. Exhale, get a little deeper. Two more. Stay connected to the outside edge of your back foot. Good. One more time. Now go just a little deeper than you think you can or you think you should, and hold it there. Good, straight to long triangle, just straightening into that front leg and staying grounded through the back leg even though it feels a bit long. And then really work on pulling that top shoulder back and wrapping the front hip under by engaging that left buttock. Stretch the fingertips away and find that breath. Then on the exhale, we'll drop the shoulder and the hand. On the inhale, we'll reach it back up. And again, exhale down, inhale back, one more time. Good, find that nice long triangle, and then you'll want to just hop the back foot in a fraction to find your half moon balance. Option to float those fingertips. And then we'll forward fold. And again, you can just be passive or active here. And then we'll roll up through the spine, inhaling the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good, moving into our second round of standing poses, very similar, but we're going to be putting twists in. Twists are a little bit more challenging on the balance, so just really focus on finding that drishti point, that gaze point, and making sure the core is really strong to help you with that. Bringing the hands to the heart, just reset the breath. When you're ready, inhale, the arms lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right leg back, come back up to crescent lunge as you inhale, and we'll start with the twist here. Hands to the heart, rotate, elbow outside knee. Now, option to keep the hands pressing in prayer, or to extend the arms away, or even option to bind if you can thread the hand under the thigh. Keep pulling that top shoulder back and breathing. Good, release both hands to the floor, step to single or regular plank, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga, up dog or cobra. Take a couple of breaths in child's pose. And then tuck the toes, moving to downward facing dog. So option again to come to that single dog. You don't have to, you can stay in regular dog. If you're in single dog, we're going to work the twist this time. So as you inhale, you're going to take your right knee to your left elbow, twist, and then back to single dog. And again, otherwise you're just pulsing the heels with the breath, your choice. Good, and then back to single dog. We'll step to warrior one again, back heel down, we'll float the arms up, and we'll pulse it out. Exhale, inhale, lift, exhale, pulse. One more time. And get deep into your warrior one. And then bring the arms out to the side. Just step the back foot in slightly. And then take prayer position behind the heart. So your prayer can point up, or it can point down, or you can grab a hold of your elbows. So just challenging the shoulders, whichever option you're taking. Look down and make sure your feet aren't crossing, that your heels are either lined up or slightly wider than that. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the heart. Fold down, keeping your back as long and flat as you can for this first variation. Pushing the palms together, lift your elbows and feel that stretch through the shoulders. Tuck your belly in. Take a deep breath. And then release the hands towards the foot, and now you can forward fold. So you can curl the spine over the front leg, trying to take your head towards your knee, and just feel that length right into the front hamstring. Moving to twisted triangles, so the hand will either rest inside on or outside the right foot. Try and steady your balance by pressing into your back heel. And if your balance is a little unsteady, keep your gaze looking down as you attempt to float the top arm. If you're comfortable here, you can turn your gaze towards your top fingertips. But don't lose your connection to your back heel. Maintain that pushing down through the back foot. Breathe here. And then we're going to move it into twisted half moon. So a slight bend in the front knee. You're going to place your left fingertips in front of your right foot. And again, if your balance is a little wobbly, keep your gaze looking at your front fingers. And then slowly start to try and lift the back leg. If you're a little bit better balanced, you can turn your head towards your top fingertips, straightening the legs as much as you can, especially the back leg. One more breath. And then forward fold. Just hang there in a passive forward bend. And then a slow roll up through the spine. Inhaling, the arms float up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good, reset the breath. A couple of breaths here. And then we'll do it on the other side. Inhale, floating the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. So stepping the left leg back, we'll come straight up to crescent lunge as we inhale. Exhale, hands to the hips, hands to the heart. Twist, elbow outside knee. Option to extend arms or bind, but only if it doesn't sway you off balance or affect your shoulders in a negative way. It might feel too much through the shoulders. Just take a couple of breaths here, feeling that twist and rotation through the spine. And then we'll just take the hands straight to the floor, step to that single or regular plank, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga, up dog or cobra, a couple of breaths to reset in child's pose. And touching the toes, we'll move it to down dog. Option to stay in dog, option to lift the left leg and just pulse the heel, or option for knee to opposite elbow. So inhale, take your option, exhale back. Inhale, exhale back. One more. Good. And then we'll step to warrior one. And make sure your heels aren't crossing. You float up. We'll go straight into our pulse here. Exhale, pulse. Two more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pulse. One more. Get deep into warrior one. And then just step the back foot in. Arms out to the side. Take your prayer position, up or down. Lift and lengthen the spine as you press the chest slightly forward. And then fold, keeping that long spine for your first variation. No rounding in the back, reaching the crown of the head forward. Keep squeezing the palms together and lifting the elbows. And then release the hands to the floor and curl over your front leg, trying to get the head to the knee and just feeling that stretch through the hamstring. Into twisted triangle, right hand settles inside, on or outside the left foot. And again, you can keep your gaze downwards if that helps, or you can start to turn your face towards the ceiling and twist into your twisted triangle, Parivrtta Trikonasana. Step into your breath. And then as elegantly as you can, transitioning into twisted half moon. So maybe the arms just, your top arm stays where it is as you just gently step the other arm forwards and float the back foot. Try and get both legs as straight as you're able. Find a couple more breaths. And then we'll forward fold, either a passive or active stretch. One more time here. And then slowly roll up through the spine. Big inhale, floating the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Just close the eyes for a moment. Find that breath. Great, shake everything out. Grab a drink if you need one. Quite a long standing flow that was, but we will speed it up next week. So, coming back to the front of the mat, we're going to move to our seated work. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or hop to plank and stay here in plank. So we're going to go plank chaturanga, plank down dog. So that looks like this. Plank, push forwards through the toes. Chaturanga, plank, dog. 3 times. Or it can look like this. Drop the knees, bend the elbows, maybe a little bit, maybe a lot. Push back up, straighten the knees, and push to dog. Okay, so you can always modify with both the knees and just a tiny little dip. Now I'd rather see you just go down a little way and pulling your shoulders away from the ears using your upper back than to allow the shoulders to lift and try and go, I can't even do that, it would really hurt my shoulders. So don't do that, okay? If your shoulders start to lift and then you're trying to lower down onto them, that's not going to feel right. So we're going to go plank. When you're ready, knees and chaturanga, or straight chaturanga, back to plank and to dog. Again, from plank, chaturanga, back to plank, dog. One more time. Plank, chaturanga, plank. This time child's pose, dropping the knees and just sinking back, resting the head. Couple of deep breaths. And then coming back to plank, 5 little push-ups. So everyone drop the knees and we're going to take the elbows back into tricep press-ups. So the hands are no wider than the shoulders, the knees are on the floor and your elbows will bend behind you. So let's go 5, 4, keep the belly engaged, 3, and you don't have to go down very far, 2, last one, and again push back into your child's pose. Cat-through tunnel, so stretch your arms wide out in front of you, separate them, and then pull your nose and your chin through your hands to rest on your belly, keeping as low as you can. You're going to start with your hands by your sides, your palms facing up. You're going to keep your hands on the floor as you lift your head and shoulders, stretching your fingertips back, and then with straight knees, lift your legs as high as you can. Push through the tops of the hands into the floor and see if you can get yourself up higher. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other and down towards your kidneys. Breathe 3, breathe 2, breathe 1, release. Cheek. Good, let's do round 2. This time we're going to take the fingertips back under the shoulder head. So make sure they're not too far forwards. And then make sure your elbows aren't out to the side, squeezing right in against your rib cage. And then push slightly through the hands to lift upper body. Straight knees, lift lower body. Shoot the feet up as high as you can. Get the upper body as high as you can. Breathe 3, squeeze the glutes. 2, 1, release. Turn your head the other way. And then final round of locust here. We're going to interlace the hands behind your bums. And as you come out this time, you're going to shoot your knuckles towards your heels. Lift your upper body, straight knees, pointy toes, lift the legs, come up as high as you can. Try and touch your knuckles to your heels for 3, 2, 1. Release, push back into child or hare, and take a few deep breaths. So let's take our foot stretch, tucking the toes right under your feet and then sit back on your heels. Attempt to push your knees forwards until you get a good stretch through the plantar fascia and toes. Take a couple of deep breaths there. Hello, puppy. Got to help me stretch my feet. She says stretchy feet are very important when you're a dog. So you can either go to down dog from here and then jump to sitting, or you can just swing your legs round and straighten them out in front of you. Go, go, go. Sit, go. Bed, bed. Bed, bed. Good girl. Go. Okay. Coming to Dandasana. Feet are flexed, belly pulled in, hands by the sides, roll the shoulders away from the ears, chin to chest. Just take a couple of breaths here. Just setting yourself up for your seated work. So in this round, we're working with Trianga Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana, one of my favorite named poses, but not one of my favorite poses to do. This is quite strong on the knees. So if you have a history of knee issues, you just want to be a bit wary in this posture. And if it ever feels too much, you can just come to Janu Shasana, where you turn the knee out to the side and bring the foot to the inner thigh. But otherwise, we're going to attempt Trianga. So you reverse fold the leg, and you have the lower leg running parallel to the upper leg. Now, if you do have knee issues, you're going to open this angle a bit more, so it's more of a V shape. If it's comfortable, it's more of a parallel to lines with your legs. Again, you can hoist yourself up on the other buttock by putting a block or a jumper or shoe or something under your left butt cheek. This will help you feel less tippy. So if you're very tight, but your knees are safe, you might feel a bit tippy like this. And then sticking something under your butt cheek can just help rebalance you. But wherever you are, you want to imagine you're trying to press down into your right buttock evenly as your left side. So with the left foot flexed, you're going to inhale, lift and lengthen, and then you're slowly going to crawl the hands forwards towards the left foot. And then you're going to settle into the pose. Now, at first, it may feel like your weight is really into your left buttock. So as you stay in the pose, you're going to adjust that by just gently squeezing down into your right butt cheek and trying to just balance your weight a bit more evenly. And you also want to be creeping forwards towards your left foot. And then just settle into your breathing. Try and let go of resistance on the right side hip or knee. And then slowly coming back up. If it's still okay to hold the knee here, great. Otherwise, turn it to Janu Shasana. You're going to bend your left knee and catch your left foot. So you might want to stay here with the heel resting on the ground, or you can attempt to lift it either to horizontal or out straight. Draw your shoulders away from your ears and extend into that left hamstring. And then put a twist in by grabbing the left foot in the right hand, and the right arm goes behind the back, and you can rotate through your shoulders here. Good. And then coming back, just place the heel back on the floor. Open this knee out to the side a bit more so that it's more of a V shape. And then place your left foot either into your inner thigh or up into your hip crease in half lotus, if that feels comfortable for you. So you can choose the variation there. And then your right hand looks for your left knee or on the floor towards your left knee. Your right hand either sits on the floor. Your left hand either goes to the floor behind you or reaches all the way around. Can you see my hand here? I'm grabbing a hold of my toe. So you can either catch your toe if it's there or hang on to your trousers if you can get your arm round. Now pull with both arms and look over your left shoulder and get that nice twist in. And if you're binding, you'll really feel the shoulder opener as well. And then we'll look round to the front and we'll just release those legs out. So option just to switch sides or come back to Dandasana, legs out straight for a breath, or you can take a vinyasa if you want to just release your spine with your back bend and your forward bend before we take the other side. So a chance just to shake the legs out, let the blood flow, return. And then we're going to reverse hold your left leg. So again, if it feels too much, take Janu Shasana. Now don't assume both knees will feel the same. You will very likely have one knee that feels tighter or more painful than the other. So please don't force your knees at any time in this pose. So remember, you can take the knee wider, you can turn the knee the other way, or you can place something under your right butt cheek if you're feeling very off balance. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and crawl forward. Begin to take chest to thigh and head to knee. Keep that idea of pressing down through the right buttock if you feel a bit, sorry, I keep getting through your left buttock if you feel a bit off center. Keep pressing down through the left side. And then coming up, we're just going to bend that knee. You can catch the foot and just work on getting a long flat spine with the heel on the floor. Or if you can maintain length in the lower back and still lift the leg, then that is a more advanced option. But don't be collapsing in order to extend the leg. You want to find length in the spine, especially in the lower back. And then switching your hands and taking that right hand behind the back into your twist. Good, releasing that back to the floor and opening the left knee wider, and then bringing either the foot into the inner thigh or up into the hip crease for half lotus. And then you're going to catch your right knee in your left hand and take your right hand either on the floor behind you or all the way around to find your trouser leg or your toe. Lift the spine and then twist. And then looking back to the front, we'll release. And once again, either just shake out the legs or take your vinyasa. And jumping through to sitting. And we'll just lie onto your backs, hugging your knees into the chest. My playlist ended. So from here, we're going to do a little bit of abdominal work before we go into our more relaxing poses to finish. So we're going to rock up to boat pose from here. So you're going to take your hands either onto your knees or either side of your knees, and you're going to rock back towards your shoulders and then rock up and try and find boat pose. Now, if you find yourself tipping forwards and tapping the heels, you've used just a little bit too much momentum and not enough core. So if you can, you're going to rock back, rock up and find that point of balance. So let's take 5 of these, exhaling back, inhaling up. If you want to go a bit harder, you do it with your straight legs. Find your breath. That will really help you as you come up each time. And then just hold boat pose for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just settle back, hugging the knees into the chest, rocking from side to side. And then taking the legs up towards the ceiling, hands by the sides or out, like airplane wings. Having them out like airplane wings is a bit easier. By the side a little bit harder. You're going to take either single or double leg lift. So either one leg at a time, lowering the heel just a couple of inches off the floor and back up again, or both legs at the same time. Now, if you're doing both legs, make sure that the lower back does not lift. You want your lower back pushing down into the mat at all times and the core engaging. If your lower back is lifting, you've gone too far. You either want to return to one leg or don't go down as far with the legs. Keep that lower back pressing down, the core muscles firmly engaged. And then hug those knees back into the chest. And then our final little core work, we're going to do just a basic bicycle twist to work the obliques. So bringing the hands either sides of the ears, straightening out one leg. Just make sure that you keep a right angle in the other leg, that you don't do your bicycle like this, you do your bicycle like this. And then you're not just elbow to knee, you're trying to get armpit to knee each time. It's a little bit more of a lift through the shoulder. So let's take that bicycle, trying to get armpit up rather than elbow, and keeping that right angle in the top leg as far as possible. Let's go to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Release onto the floor, stretching arms and legs away from each other. And then we'll finish with a back bend to counter all that front body work. Placing the feet flat on the floor, hips width apart, hands by the sides, push the lower back down, engage through the belly, float the hips up into bridge, walk the shoulders in, and then squeeze your glutes to press the hips high. Feel the hip flexors stretching out, the abdominals lengthening, and the spine bending. And then a slow roll back down, and we hug the knees into the chest. So either repeating that or maybe moving it up to a wheel pose, hands by the shoulders if you're taking wheel, otherwise hands by the sides. When you're ready, push down, lift up, find your back bend. And slowly coming down, hug the knees into the chest just again. We're just going to take a glute stretch at the end here. I feel like the glutes haven't been stretched out enough and they've done quite a lot of work. So I like to do pigeon on my back. So I literally have one leg out straight and the other leg in the pigeon shape with one elbow wrapped around the knee and the other inner elbow, I should say, not outer elbow, wrapped around my foot. And then I'm pulling the knee in towards me and the foot towards me at the same time. Now if that's a bit advanced, you can just take our warm-up glute stretch where you cross the ankle over the knee, thread the hands through and pull the knee in. So just taking whichever variation of supine pigeon or lying down pigeon pose feels good. Encouraging those glutes to release. And we'll release and we'll change sides, so either crossing the ankle over the knee and pulling the knee into the chest, or just maybe hooking the foot gently with the inner elbows and easing into the stretch. Good. And then just release and move it to happy baby pose, just to assimilate that opening into the hips. And then just release one leg to the floor, hug the other knee in, and take it across into the twist, reaching the arm away. Just feel the spine, enjoying that rotation for a moment. And then switching sides. And then when you're ready, slowly making your way to Shavasana. Make any adjustments you need to, like dimming the lights or wrapping up in a blanket or finding your meditation if you're moving into a meditation now. I'll leave you in your relaxation as usual. Hope you can stay there for a few minutes, and I'll see you all next week.